Backyard Science, a race on the ice rink. The pressure's on.
Find out what gives jelly its flavour. Is it taste or something else?
And how to rock and roll with a ruler and a rubber band. Calling in a watery removalist.
Spin out with a high-speed game of marbles.
And a tasty test that'll leave you wanting more.
And that's just a portion of the Backyard Science smorgasbord.
As always, we've searched the globe furiously for the bizarre, the bold and the brilliant.
And yet again, we're here to deliver. So let's lift up with a bright idea from Sophie and Genevieve.
You look totally enthralled in that book. Not. I've got an idea that'll make it a really uplifting read. Try and pick it up without using your body. No good. I said not using any part of your body. Sorry, that's cheating. Leave it to me. Wait right there, and no touching that book. I'm starving. Hope Mum left us something to eat. Oh, Liam's not hungry. Sushi. Very sophisticated. Liam really thinks his sense of taste is so refined. Well, we're going to see about that. Here, put this on, James. Block your nose, Liam. Open your mouth and stick out your tongue. I'll put that taste of yours to the test. He has no idea what it is. This potato will get him. Yep, not a clue. He's not as good as he thinks.
Even the most refined taste is nothing without a sense of smell. Our tongues are covered with thousands of tiny taste buds, but they only detect the 4 basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty and bitter. More complicated flavours are enjoyed with the help of smell, so holding your nose makes it hard to tell what food really tastes like.
Bet he's ready for that sushi now. Too late, sorry.
Hey Jason, block your nose, close your eyes and stick out your tongue. I want to try this out on you.
Alright, I'm starving.
Right, what do you think this is? Any ideas?
Chocolate? I thought you were going to give me something disgusting.
Would I do that to you? Moving right along. Let's go to a heavyweight story now from John.
Okay, here's a thought. I know there's air in here, but does air have any weight? I've got an idea that might give me the answer. These old-fashioned weighing scales will do the job. Nah, I just can't get the right weight balance. Maybe air doesn't have any weight after all. But I still have one more idea up my sleeve. My plan is to find the centre of the ruler and hang it from this hook. Now I need 2 balloons blown up to exactly the same size and 2 pieces of string exactly the same length, so they weigh the same. Right there, perfectly balanced. Now for the fun part. Look at that! The remaining balloon has pulled the ruler down, proving that air does have weight.
It sure does. But we really only notice the air on a windy day. That's because we are so used to its weight pushing down on us evenly from all sides at all times.
So next time I call someone an airhead, I'm paying them a compliment. outside. Cool, it stopped raining. Let's get out there. Oh, how bright is it? The sun's really stinging my eyes. This can't be good for our eyes, which makes me wonder how they cope when the light is always changing. Here, let me try something. Cover your eyes and wait till I count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, that's cool. The black bit in the middle is getting smaller now that you've opened your eyes.
The black bit is called the pupil, and it controls how much light enters the eye. When it's dark, our pupils get bigger, so they can take in as much light as possible. And when it's light, they respond by getting smaller. This is called the pupillary response, and it's designed to stop too much light from entering the eye and damaging it.
Okay, my turn now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very funny.
Being blinded by the light of science is a wonderful thing, Jason.
So too is the next instalment of Genevieve and Sophie's book-raising saga.
I've spun Sophie out. I've challenged her to pick up her book without using any part of her body. And the answer's got nothing to do with magic tricks. Right, cut a plastic drink bottle in half. And carefully poke a hole in the bottom. Now take some plastic tubing, attaching a funnel to one end and a balloon to the other. Now tie the balloon tightly with a rubber band. Trust me, this is the mind-blowing part of it all. Now push the balloon through the hole in the base. Now you hold this. I've got to collect the most important ingredient. I just know Sophie's gonna love this.
Ever heard the expression as weak as water? Well, they got it wrong. And to prove it, I'm going to unleash the power of water on these pencils. Start with a tin and fill it right to the top with water. Seal the lid firmly. Stick a metal bottle cap in the center of the lid so the pencil has something to rest on. Next, stick on the pencil. Take 5 more pencils and tape them together. Now put the tin on the pencil platform. Next you'll need loads of tape to strap the top pencil and the platform together on both sides. Now for the cool part. Stick the pencil can in the freezer for 24 hours and then check it out. Wow! The water's broken the pencil in half. Now that takes serious muscle.
Unlike most things in nature, water doesn't shrink when it gets cold. It expands. Water is made of molecules that stick close together when in liquid form. But when it is frozen, the molecules move further away from each other, taking up more space. This rearrangement is strong enough to push the lid open, snapping the pencil in two.
I told you water was anything but weak.
I bet Ben can't get the marble out of the bowl without touching it. Go on, give it a try. I don't think a stick will do the job. He'd be hopeless in the kitchen with those tongs skills. No, the vacuum's not powerful enough. Looks like you can't rise to the challenge. Move over, I'll show you. Start by slowly spinning the bowl and build up speed. Give it a go, Ben. Yes! You got the marble out of the bowl without putting a finger on it.
It happens because of something called centrifugal force. This pulls an object outwards when rotated at high speed, like the marble against the sides of the bowl. Actually, you could say centrifugal force is responsible for many of life's thrills. It is one of the forces at work when a roller coaster speeds around the track and helps hold you in when you're upside down and feeling inside out.
Oh, I'm feeling dizzy just watching our marble coaster. Whoops, right over.
Cool, that's what I call a real spin out.
Now from hands-free marbles to Genevieve's closed book test. So let's see if she's any closer to her moment of truth.
Right, I'm back, and it's crunch time for my idea to pick up Sophie's book without using any part of our bodies. So let's give it a go. Place a book on top of the plastic bottle. Sophie, keep that funnel high over the book. Steady now while I pour down the water. Look, the water's going down the tube. Hope my idea's not. Okay, keep pouring. Sensational! It's filling the balloon and blowing it up as it goes. Yes, we did it!
Raising a heavy weight like the book with water is called hydraulics. This powerful force uses the pressure of fluids to lift or push objects. In this case, it's created enough pressure to blow the balloon and send the book upwards.
See, I told you it'd be an uplifting read.
Liam loves racing me across the ice. We're ready to go. Uh-oh, what's Christy Grace doing here? Go! Oh, she beat us again. Liam and I hate it when she does that. She just skims across the ice, almost as if she's floating. She has an edge, too, to be precise, those skates. I think it's time I let Liam into the secret of how Christy Grace does it. I get the idea Liam doesn't think there's a trick to it. Looks like I just have to show him. Blake hardly ever stops to look at what he's eating. He doesn't realise that looking is an important part of tasting, and I'm going to prove it. I've got 3 flavours of jelly: lemon, lime and orange. Now I'm going to use this food colouring to turn things topsy-turvy. The red dye turns the orange jelly deep red. A little blue will turn the yellow into this murky shade of green. And with this blue and red, the green jelly is a sludgy, bluey purple colour. Let's leave these jellies to set. When they're done, we'll see just how much we taste with our tongues and how much we taste with our eyes.
John is always boasting about that watch of his. I need to find a cooler way to tell the time than him. There's an idea. I can make a sundial. It should be pretty simple to make. Draw a circle round a ball. Find the center of the circle. Make a hole in it with a pen. Cut out the circle and stick your pen in the hole. Look where the shadow's cast and mark a line on the outside of the circle. Now I'm going to need that watch of John's to get started. Time, please.
12 o'clock.
Hey, what's the time now?
2 o'clock.
Time again.
3 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 6 p.m.
Right, that's half done. I'll have to wait until morning to finish it.
As the sun moves daily from east to west, the pencil's shadow follows a path from left to right, ending at the sunset line. This is how a sundial looks in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, the shadow would point to the south.
I suppose you want to know the time.
Now don't tell me.
It's 11 o'clock.
I think that's what you call being beaten by the clock. There are all sorts of ways I can make music around my home and garden. Here's my favourite. This is a way to drive your neighbours mad. So try making music with one of these. Get a wine glass and half fill it with water. Make sure your hands are clean. Trust me, it's important. Then dip your finger in the water and rub it around the rim of the glass. It might not happen at first, but keep trying different speeds. Cool, hey?
As the glass is rubbed, friction between the finger and the glass creates vibrations. You can see them in the water. They make the glass resonate at what's called its natural frequency. The musical sound becomes louder and clearer the closer you get to the natural frequency of the glass.
Put less water in the glass to make a higher note. Add more water for a lower note. Maybe one day I'll even be able to manage a tune.
Hey, did you know that I can hold a pretty good tune too, Jason?
Nothing personal, Dana, but the thought of you singing leaves me cold. Speaking of cold, I wonder how Joseph's going with his ice skating project.
It's so humiliating when Christy Grace beats us like that. As long as she's got those skates on, we've got no chance. I'm going to show Liam why. Put that brick on the stepladder. I'll put this chunk of ice on top of the brick. We'll need some wire and a couple of these plastic bottles. You grab the watering can and fill them. First, we'll half fill the bottles with water. They're going to be our weights. Now you coil one end of the wire around that bottle while I do the other. Get the tape, put it around the wire on the handles. Don't want the wire unravelling. Finally, screw on the bottle tops and we're ready to go. Put the wire over the ice. Hang the bottles down the sides. That should work. Just watch. See, the wire is already starting to melt the ice. The wire is kind of like a thin skate blade. It's putting pressure on the ice. The pressure makes just enough heat to melt the ice under it.
That's how an ice skate works. The weight of Christy Grace's body pressed down on the blade actually melts the ice. That means she's not scraping along hard ice, but sliding across a layer of smooth water. The water creates less friction, so Christy Grace slides a long way on every push.
I think Liam's got the idea now. And here's something else cool. The wire's cut right down into the ice, but it's not in two pieces. As soon as the wire's cut through a section of the ice, the pressure's off. The water refreezes straight away, so the ice stays in one block. Time for me to show Liam about another way to melt ice. Grab that broom and follow me. Good old Blake. You can always rely on his appetite. The colours are not what they seem. You can tuck into the jellies, but there's a catch. You have to tell me what flavour you're eating. Orange, lemon or lime. First, the deep red.
Lemon?
It was orange. Try again. The bluey purple one this time. Gone for the lemon again. It was lime. Now for the sludgy green.
Our eyes and our tongues aren't connected, but over years of eating, we are conditioned to expect certain colours to taste a particular way. So when we confuse our eyes, we confuse our tongues too.
Too late. This has to be lemon. And I'm going to eat it all before Blake gets any.
Sitting around in the sun doing homework is a nice idea. The girls seem to love it, but it always makes me feel just a bit dozy. Ouch! A rubber band! This could be more fun than homework. Hey, I like that noise. It sounded musical. I know. I can make a ruler guitar. When I slide my pencils up the ruler, it changes the sound. Hear that note? Hey look! Hear what happens when I slide it down. Even further and the note gets higher. Performance time!
Two can play at this game.
When the rubber bands are plucked, they vibrate and make a musical note. As the pencils are moved, they change to the length of the rubber band that can vibrate. The shorter the length of the rubber band, the higher the note.
Hey, you gotta hang on to your guitar to keep up with this band.
Daniela, hurry up and get ready for school. You'll miss the bus.
I'd better hurry. Oops! Darn! Better sew it back on. I'm not very good at this. There's lots of things you can do with buttons. You need a big button like this and some thread. Pull the thread through the button, tip it upside down and give it a twist. Then slowly pull the ends apart and watch what happens to the button. Hold your hand still after you've pulled once and keep watching the button. It unwinds, then winds itself back up again, almost as tightly.
When Daniela winds the thread, she's storing energy in it. When she pulls the thread, the energy is transferred to the button, making it spin.
Here's another trick you can do with a button. Uh-oh.
Daniela, you've missed your bus again.
Poor old Daniela. And she still hasn't sewn that button on. She's gonna miss all that school action.
Maybe she should join Joseph, Liam and Christy Grace down at the ice rink.
Liam is waiting for my next ice melting trick. I'm gonna see how far this puck slides. Not great. Now if you sweep, maybe the ice will melt and the puck will go further. Wow, that was much further. Told you there was another way to melt the ice.
By sweeping the ice, the pressure of the broom creates just enough heat to melt a thin layer of ice underneath. So the puck slides further on the layer of water that was formed.
Hey, I've got another even better idea. You sweep the ice again. Woohoo! Yes! Who needs skates?
Hey, now that's what I call having fun.
Well, fun is what we're all about here on Backyard Science.
See you next time. Coming up on Backyard Science, a fraction too much friction on the racetrack.
We blast off with a homemade rocket launcher.
And watch Water walk a tightrope. Backyard Science goes camping, but what do you do when you've left the water bottle home?
A lung-busting, balloon-blowing mystery.
And gone off your greens? Here's how to grow your own salad.
But first, there's no better way to get away from it all than to go camping.
But there are a couple of rules to remember. Top of the list,
Don't forget the water.
We're going camping on Jen's farm. Genevieve's an expert camper. She reckons our campsite is perfect. Now for something to eat. We've got enough stuff with everything but the kitchen sink. Plates, bowls, food, knives and forks, cups and something to drink. Hang on, where's the water? I can't find the water. What are we gonna do? It's too late to go back. Looks like Genevieve has an idea. Oh no, I just remembered. That water's all salty. We can't drink that. What are we gonna do? Yes, I think I've got it. We're going to have to dig our way out of this problem.
Here in our backyard, we love balloon blowing up competitions. Go! Mine's the biggest. Oh, man, she always does that. I'm gonna show her. Here, take this. Now I'm gonna feed my balloon inside the neck of the bottle. And fold the balloon over the top. We're both gonna do it. Come on, Slow Coach. This time, try blowing up the balloon inside the bottle, like this. She thinks she can win. No matter how hard she blows, she can't get that balloon any bigger. Try again. Now watch me again. Up she goes. A clear winner. I'd better let her into the secret.
I don't like eating my greens. Let's face it, they're, well, green. And there's another problem. They taste nothing like chocolate. Worst of all, they're healthy. I know. There's a way to make your greens a bit more interesting. Grow your own. Get some seeds. Cress, lettuce or sprouts work well. Pop your seeds in a jar. Fill the jar with water and leave the seeds to soak. While you're waiting, take some cotton wool and lay it in a shallow dish. Pour on some more water, make it good and damp. Now those seeds, tip them into a kitchen sieve and sprinkle them onto the plate. Give them a spray. And leave them on a sunny windowsill for a couple of days. When you've come back, they should have started to sprout. Give them another spray. Do that every day. After a few more days, it should be big enough to eat. They won't taste any better, but at least they're a bit more fun.
Oh, yum! A homegrown salad like that would certainly put a smile on my face.
I think it's going to take more than a salad to put a smile on Genevieve and Daniella's face. They've got to find some water, and soon.
Here we are on our camping trip without enough water. But I think there's water down here. But we have to take turns or we'll get too thirsty. And there's nothing to drink. Not yet, anyway. Aha! It's moister down there. Have a feel, Jen. If we dig deep enough, maybe we'll find water.
Water often gathers under the soil where you can't see it. It's called groundwater. How far down you have to dig depends on what's called the water table, the level at which the water gathers.
Darn, no water here. But it looks like the hole has given Genevieve a new idea. What's she up to? Plastic? A bowl? Curious. She sent me off to get a stack of leaves. Oh yeah, makes sense. Trees send down roots to collect water, and leaves have water in them. Looks like Genevieve has got the solution.
Everyone knows what happens when you drink a fizzy drink too fast. Those bubbles are powerful little guys. That's nothing. I'm pretty sure I could beat that easily. All I need is a few bits and pieces to make some homemade bubbles. Vinegar, baking powder, raisins. Now, we'll start with a big glass jar. Half fill the jar with vinegar. Then add a teaspoon of baking soda. Whoa, Fizz City! Now let's put those bubbles to work. Drop in a coin. See if the bubbles can lift it. Too heavy. Not going anywhere. Maybe a grape. In it goes. Hey, it's working! Those bubbles pack a bit of punch. Not bad, eh? Raisins are lighter still. I'm going to try them. Here we go. Woohoo! They're bopping around all over the place. Yay, they look like they're dancing.
The raisins have a rough surface that traps the bubbles. When there's enough trapped, they lift the raisin up. When it touches the surface, the bubbles escape and the raisin sinks again. Then more bubbles form and the dancing starts all over.
Oh yeah, those bubbles, they're powerful, alright?
Good on you, Sophie. Keep that burping practice coming along. Hey, why don't I show you how?
No thanks, Jason. Save your breath. You might need it for blowing up balloons, like these guys.
Blowing up a balloon is all about air pressure. Do it normally, and there's more pressure in our lungs than outside, so the balloon goes up easily. But put the balloon inside a bottle, and that changes. As the balloon goes up, it squeezes the air inside, and that balances the pressure in your lungs. You can't blow anymore. So how did I manage to do it? Ah, yes, well, it's all about a little hole. I made a small hole at the end of the bottle, so when I took my finger off the hole, some of the air inside the bottle could escape and the balloon inflated. But what about my sister? I was sneaky. I didn't put a hole in her bottle. Yay!
Big balloons like these aren't blown up by lung power. They're inflated as the gas-powered flame underneath the balloon heats the air. The hot air expands and stretches, filling the gigantic balloon. And because the heated air is lighter than the air outside, the balloon floats upwards. That's why these are called hot air balloons. If you want to float back to Earth quickly, just open a hole in the top of the balloon and the hot air escapes. Down to Earth you come.
Looking at colourful hot air balloons always seems to give me a lift.
Oh dear, you're just like those balloons, Jason, full of hot air. But at least you're friendly, which is more than you can say for the pair of balloons we're about to meet.
These balloons may seem like the best of friends, but it doesn't take much to turn them against each other. They look happy now, but watch this. I just rubbed the red one on my hair.
Oh, feel that static electricity.
And the red one tries to get as far away from the green one as it can.
When Joseph rubs the red balloon on his hair, it becomes charged with static electricity. It's the opposite electric charge to the doorway. Opposites attract, and so the balloon clings to the wood.
I wonder what happens if we charge up the green balloon. You rub it on your hair. It's trying to be friendly to the red one, but then... oh no! It's so charged up, it just can't resist that doorway either. I guess that's the end of a beautiful friendship.
We weren't able to dig far enough down to get groundwater, but the hole might do the trick yet. We're putting the leaves into the hole. Now put our plastic container in the hole, surround it with all those leaves. Now we put our plastic sheet over the hole. Anchor it down with some dirt around the edges. And put a small rock in the middle over the container. And now we just have to wait. I wonder if we've collected any water yet. Yes, there's some in there. Genevieve was right.
As the leaves get hot, the water evaporates from them. Then it condenses as soon as it reaches the cooler plastic above. Then it drips down into the container.
Jen deserves the first taste. Looks like it's good. It doesn't taste leafy at all. At least we know we won't die of thirst. Cool, look at them go. Awesome. Oh no, we're in trouble. That was one cool speed wobble. Okay, into the pits race bench where we're going to try out a little idea of mine. I want to know what makes the fastest track. Surface is all important, but exactly why? So first things first, we need a test track. Take a large piece of board and using thumbtacks, start hammering in lanes. They all need to be the same length and width. Now form rubber band barriers. A good track's a clean track. Now for a test run. Ben, you clock the speeds. Over a second for our smooth track. Alright, now this track is ready for some real action.
Genevieve and I have run out of fun stuff to do these holidays. Cheer up, how about one of my party favourites? Touch your nose, then each finger on your left hand with your right index finger. Easy. Now for the good part. Ta-da! Put this on and we'll see what happens. You ready? Okay, you can't see anything? First, put your left hand up in the air. Now put your right hand finger on your nose. Now make that finger touch each one of the fingers on that hand. Whoops, not quite. Missed. And you're very slow. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It's really not as easy as you think. I'll have a go.
Our brain works like a computer, analysing information to give us a sense of movement and body awareness. This comes from nerve endings known as proprioceptors. While they work automatically, we also rely on visual clues. That's why it's a challenge when blindfolded.
Stop it! I don't look that funny, do I? Time for our homemade stomp rocket to blast off into outer space. Stop! Abort blaster! First, we'll show you how this mission started. To make a stomp rocket, you need paper rolled into a cylinder. It's easy if you wrap it around a rod. Tape the top tightly so no air can escape. Now cut out 3 triangles for the rocket fins and connect the 2 parts. But this rocket will be grounded without something to send it skyward. So, to make a rocket launcher, take some plastic tubing and push it into a plastic bottle. Tape it up securely. Now join the 2. Okay, time for liftoff.
Stomping on the bottle causes a rapid increase in air pressure in the bottle. That air pushes through the bottle's opening, propelling the rocket upwards. A rocket's pointy nose cone is designed to minimize the amount of air it has to push aside in order to move forwards, as it hurtles deep into space.
Go boldly, Stomp Rocket. May the force be with you. Okay, Ben and I have timed the smooth track. Now we want to see what happens to the speed when we put different stuff on the surface. First up, we'll spread some glue onto the board and then sprinkle on some sand. Nearly 3 seconds. That's a lot slower than the smooth track. Now for a really rough ride, glue on some pebbles. Hang in there, beast. More than 3 seconds.
Hey, Speed Fiend! Wait till you see what happens when we throw this into the mix.
It's definitely a boy thing. Any excuse to tear up the track.
You'll never get it, Dana, but let's not go there. Time now to throw on a beanie and take a trip to the snow.
We better be on high alert today. Kurt and his gang are after revenge for last week's snowball wars. I hope we can hear them coming. Everything sounds so muffled after fresh snowfall. That's probably because there's lots of air between the flakes, and it absorbs sound like a big pillow. Shh! Can you hear anything? I have a really bad feeling about today. They're after revenge in a big way. Quick, we're under attack! Ouch! That was a killer snowball.
Some snow is better for making snowballs than others. It depends on the temperature and the amount of air between the flakes. Perfect snowballs need to be made with snow that is densely packed and just starting to melt, so it can be shaped into an icy missile.
Okay, it's payback time. We'll be poised for a real warrior war when those guys attack next time. Start by packing the snow hard into plastic containers. By doing this, we have excellent building blocks for a snow wall. Great! This snow fort will give us the perfect advantage. Keep down low. Now we're perfectly protected. All we have to do is jump up and fight when they attack. Oh no! They've got us! Oh man, we just didn't count on them coming in from behind.
a can duel. We open them up in our faces, and whoever gets the wettest loses. Hope you're enjoying your sticky shower. Okay, my turn. Not a problem. And not one bit wet. Okay, double or nothing. This beats going to the gym. Poor Ty doesn't know about my secret weapon. A dozen taps, and that should be enough.
Tapping the can makes the bubbles rise to the top to form one big bubble, instead of staying in the liquid, making it spray everywhere when the pressure is released.
Cheers.
It's time for Priscilla to take a break with a refreshing glass of water. I bet she thinks there's only one way to pour water. Well, just watch what I'm up to. You'll need scissors and a glass of water. Cut the string and attach it to the handle of the jug, then give it a good soak. Next, thread the other end into your glass and prepare to be amazed. She looks worried, but she'll just have to trust me, because I won't spill a drop. There you have it. Water that walks a tightrope. Pretty cool, eh?
Water molecules like to stick together. They're attracted to each other like small magnets. The water molecules in the wet string encourage the water being poured to follow their path straight into the glass.
Now that's a drop poured with a difference. Hey, it was plain string.
There's no pleasing some people.
I know, I thought that was the most impressive glass of water ever poured. And while we're in the mood to be impressed, let's fast track it back to Ben and John's raceway.
Well, we've seen how the beast handles a smooth, sandy and bumpy surface. So now let's try out some slippery conditions. Under a second. So far, that's our fastest time. And lastly, imagine if it started to get frosty. Okay, 2 seconds. Right, our time trials are over. Now let's see them in an action replay. In lane 1, on the smooth surface, we clocked in at over a second. In lane 2, on the sand, it took nearly 3 seconds. Lane 3 was our cross-country, which took over 3 seconds. Lane 4 was the oil slick, clocking in with a crash at just under a second. And in lane 5, our ice track, coming in at 2 seconds. So the oily track gave us our fastest time, and our pebbles the slowest. I guess the pebbles held the beast back. And as for the oil, I'm not sure it was a good thing. My car spun out of control.
That's because there wasn't any friction between the track and the tyres. Friction is an invisible force that holds things back when two uneven surfaces rub together. It's sort of like nature's seatbelt, because it works to restrain movement, like when a car brakes and the tyres grip the road. The less friction there is, the faster things move.
And now there's nothing holding us back as we break out with a bit of friendly friction.
Good stuff. And they had buckets of fun along the way.
And so have we, but sadly all good things must come to an end. So, see you next time.